Hi, my name is Mary. Today FM plays the best music in Lambasa. Today FM rocks.
My name is Thomas. I'm here in Nakasi and I like to listen to Today FM because it rocks.
My name is Milenia. Today FM rocks here in Singatoka.
My name is Alfriti and Today FM rocks here in Tabwa.
My name is Mary Jane. I love listening to Today FM here in Ba. Today FM rocks.
My name is Ilay Tiambal and I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks here in Osur.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
In the news tonight, Catholic Church's request disagreed. 80 children displaced after house fire. An afternoon rain floods parts of Lambasa.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Jackie Spate.
The request by the leader of the Catholic Church, Archbishop Father Peter Lloyd Chong, to only have Catholic followers head their schools has been highly disagreed by the Director of Human Rights and Anti-Discrimination Director Ashwin Raj. Raj says the call for faith-based schools to be led by principals of that particular faith will only descend into profiling based not only on faith but other prohibited grounds of discrimination. Ritika Pratap reports.
Ashwin Raj's comments comes following a request by the head of the Catholic Church Fiji, Archbishop Father Peter Lloyd Chong, that the Education Ministry consult the Catholic school management on appointment of principal or head teacher. Raj says the right to religious orientation is not under threat because this is protected by the Constitution. According to Raj, the inclusion of faith into the open merit recruitment and selection policy is not only problematic because faith is arbitrary and subjective in nature, but its inclusion will only give faith discrimination. He says the OMRS was introduced precisely to ensure that the most meritorious person was selected for the job and not because their race, religion, ethnicity, gender or other prohibited grounds of discrimination. In response, Archbishop Father Peter Lloyd Chong says they are not discriminating and whatever they are asking for is their lawful right. He says they need the leadership to fit into the special character, which is the leader should be Catholic.
We are not discriminating. What we are interested in is that we support and protect the special character or the special Catholic character of our school. And to be able to do that, we need the teachers, the leadership should be Catholics. If you want to pass on important values, then you have to have the right people.
Meanwhile, Education Minister Rosie Akbar says their stance on the issue is clear. Akbar told FBC News that the schools will continue their operation with the heads appointed by the ministry. She says should any organization not want to work with the ministry-appointed heads, they can privatize their schools. Ritika Pratap, FBC News.
80 children have been displaced following a fire that destroyed an orphanage in Sambeto Nandi yesterday. The fire at the Islamic Education Center began at around midday yesterday, destroying the dormitory, dining hall, kitchen, bathrooms, the main office and a few other buildings. Ritika Pratap has more.
An unfortunate way to start a new school year for the Islamic Education Center.
I was on my way to home. I saw the smoke from the building, from the dome. And I quickly stopped my car and just came to see here. All the staffs were present at the time. And by the time it was too late.
We thought the smoke was coming from the incinerator. Little did we know the institute was burning, so I called out for help and we got the student out, including office staff.
People who came from our community here helped. All races came in and helped and put their hands to set the fire out.
The officials at the center believe the fire may have started due to an electrical fault.
I started from the ceiling. On that basis, we can say that it must be some wiring problem or power short. That's why.
Ali says the classrooms which were saved by the firefighters will be used as dormitories for the time being.
Committee members will decide what to do next, but temporarily we will provide everything for those children who are already here.
No one was injured in the incident. The Islamic Education Center says they will be able to ascertain the cost of damage after their meeting. Meanwhile, the National Fire Authority is investigating the matter. Ritika Pratap, FBC News.
Water levels rose quickly at several rivers and creeks in the low-lying areas of Lambasa today, flooding roads and crossings. Workers and school students are stranded this afternoon as they await the floodwaters to recede. Eleanor Tarangaiviu has more.
A mere 2-hour heavy downpour from midday resulted in this.
When the 2 p.m. bus came from town, there was no water here yet. It came back at 2:30. I think it started raining here around 3 p.m.
This bridge at Mbombali in Bulileka has always borne the brunt of heavy rains and swift currents. Today was no different. It took hits from debris.
Just judging from the amount of debris here, I don't know if the bus this evening will be able to take us across.
At Riketi Leilai, the Irish crossing was totally underwater. Earlier this afternoon, members of the community formed a line on the crossing to help students across.
We had some difficulty for the kids school kids to cross the river. So we went down and we started to cross the kids across.
One end of the crossing has been washed away by the strong currents. Several young men were helping clear the debris as the water levels slowly receded. A common occurrence here.
The second one, last week we had one, another one.
Other crossings beyond this one also cannot be accessed by vehicles, although some did try to cross. Eleanor Tarangaiviu, FBC News.
With the decrease in fuel prices and LPG products effective today, the Fijian Competition and Consumer Commission is urging traders to ensure they implement the new price list. The FCCC Chief Executive says they have noticed in the past that some traders chose not to adopt the new pricing when it comes into effect, violating the law. Maggie Boyle reports.
He warned the FCCC, telling traders to pass on the new fuel prices or else.
We've noted previously that when price reduction happens, traders are often reluctant to reduce prices because they previously purchased some stock. However, it is imperative that consumers know as well as traders know that the price reduction are effective.
Getting ahead of the common trend, the authority last night began its monitoring and surveillance.
It will be a nationwide exercise, not just in Suva, but in the Western and Northern Division as well. We'll ensure we reach areas. Our officers will be deployed in teams of 2 or 3 in various areas, and we've done this previously, and we will ensure that we get full coverage.
Traders found in breach of the regulations can expect harsh penalties. Maggie Boyle, FBC News.
Still to come, landlord and tenancy bill completed. And research station receives financial boost. Details after the break.
Bula, neva ngo malakai leloma ngo ngai nakas on duwa rong nam Bula FM namban dua ena sere.
Hoya o vasit sai se Lambasa, ya ndo talita ina warong ina Bula FM namba 2 ena sere.
Gua do tumeli ako na tao no hinga toka. Talita kina na warong na Bula FM namba 2 ena sere.
Wana tuna na Bula FM namba 2 ena sere no.
Na vengo fane na tao no singa toka. Kito ndo talita kana Bula FM namba 2 ena sere.
Bula FM namba 2 ena sere.
The Fijian Competition and Consumer Commission is prioritising the completion of the draft Landlord and Tenancy Bill. Chief Executive Joel Abraham has confirmed that the work has been done and the Commission is hopeful it will be tabled in Parliament soon. Kritika Kumar reports.
The FCCC says once the Landlord and Tenancy Bill is tabled in Parliament, the legislation will come in which will see the rent freeze being phased out.
The idea is not to completely abruptly remove it, but we need to phase it out. So I agree that it needs to go. It's just the manner in which it must go must be fair to both the tenants and the landlords. So.
Abraham says the Commission wants to have a fair legislation for both landlords and tenants.
There are instances where there are certain landlords who are very harsh, there are certain consumers who are very bad tenants. And so there needs to be adequate protection for both parties.
Meanwhile, the Consumer Council says the rent freeze should not be phased out at all.
The Council actually wishes that and hopes that the Act is enforced so that there is a clear standard that is followed by landlords and tenants in Fiji, which will assist all Fijians in this aspect.
According to the council, landlords make minor renovation and therefore increasing rent, which is illegal and should not be entertained. Kritika Kumar, FBC News.
Tilapia farming is becoming a source of income for many farmers as there's an increasing demand for the fish in the local market. The Nandurulolo Research Station in Alsori, which is the leading aquaculture institute in the region, today received a major boost to produce more tilapia seeds. Kelly Vadala reports.
In an effort to boost tilapia seed production, the Japanese government provided financial assistance of over $370,000.
Because of our limited capacity in terms of the hatchery and the materials that we use, we could only produce about 1 to 1.5 million babies a year. But our farmers are increasing every year at exponential rate, and we have to be on par with the demand. So with this particular assistance from the Japanese government and the people of Japan, we hope to not only double but even triple the production of tilapia in order to meet the demand from the farmers.
Japanese Ambassador Masahiro Umura says through the grant, aquaculture equipment and a tractor are provisioned for the Nandurulolo Research Station.
This will ensure further development of aquaculture in Fiji, improvement of food security, livelihood of the farmers, and help meet local demand for fish.
The Fisheries Minister says the grant will help strengthen aquaculture farming in Fiji.
We will look at the opportunity in funding the redevelopment of Nandurulolo to assist the government and the people of Fiji in the production of tilapia. We then had embarked on these discussions, which had today produced the fruit of those discussions.
The assistance was done through Japan's Grant Assistance for Grassroots Human Security Projects program. Kelly Vadala, FBC News.
There is a case to answer. This is the decision made by Magistrate Deepika Prakash on the Prime Fiji Limited's case. Prakash says there is relevant and admissible evidence to implicate the accused for each element of the offences and that a reasonable tribunal can convict on the evidence produced. Prime Fiji's lawyer has requested 14 days to allow the fixing of a suitable date for her clients to give evidence through a Skype call. FICAC alleges that Prime Fiji submitted a falsified Westpac security bond of over $351,000 to the Fiji Roads Authority while negotiating a streetlight renewal agreement. The case will be called on the 11th of February for mention. A fierce winter storm has killed 10 people across America and left hundreds of thousands without power in sub-zero temperatures. A state of emergency has also been declared in Virginia. Coming up in sports later with Jamie, Andy Murray buzz out of the Australian Open, but Kelly joins you now with business.
Thanks, Jackie. Good evening, and coming up after the break. Australian government to support young local entrepreneurs. And in growing Fiji, road upgrade for some areas in the west. Stay with us.
Lola, I am Eleanor. For the best classic hits, I only listen to Gold FM here in Singapore. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Seni Rawa. I love listening to Gold FM here in Nosuri. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Dino. I'm from Outrigger, Coral Coast, Singapore. I love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Salote. I love listening to Gold FM here in Nosuri. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Bula, my name is Mariva. Gold FM plays the best classics here in Outrigger, Singapore.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Leading business tonight, the Australian government will provide Fiji expertise in the field of finance, marketing and human resources to assist young entrepreneurs grow their business. Fiji Commerce and Employees Federation Chief Executive Nesbitt Hazelman has confirmed they've been awarded the Frontier Incubation Acceleration Program, which will benefit more than 15 young entrepreneurs in the country. Hazelman says enhancing business knowledge and supporting young entrepreneurs are the main areas the Federation will focus on in the first quarter of the year. He says young entrepreneurs will be provided with overseas expertise since these are the areas they face on a daily basis when running their businesses.
We note that the program will run for about some 6 to 9 months, and it won't not only include face-to-face learning, but also we'll use the various platforms to roll out this program.
We will now join Sharon from HFC Bank with the latest from the money world.
U.S. stocks declined yesterday as weak Chinese trade data fueled concerns about slowing global growth. The 10-year Treasury yield traded little changed at 2.7%, while the greenback fell against most major currencies. Closer to home, Aussie dollar has barely moved in response to China's stimulus talk. However, it continues to report gains amid risk-on action in the equities. There are two macro events that continue to weigh on market sentiments. The first being concerns over global growth path. Secondly, the persistence of the U.S. government shutdown and how that changes our perspective about what happens next. The week ahead is full of event risk and Fed speakers, with Brexit vote making top of the agenda. So we can expect some volatility around trade over the week. And that's it from HFC Bank for now. Kanaka.
Thanks, Sharon. On to the exchange rates as set this morning. The Fiji dollar showed gains against the yuan and our major trading partners New Zealand and Australia. However, our dollar slipped against other currencies we cover. Commodity prices were split. Crude oil prices were down at 51.10 cents a barrel. Gold was up $2 at 1,292 per ounce, and silver closed up at 15.67. In growing Fiji tonight, over 30,000 people, including 2,000 sugarcane farmers, will now benefit from the upgraded road and drainage work in the cane farming areas of Koronumbu, Ndrasa and Malolo in the Western Division. This has been made possible through the European Union-funded Rural Access Roads and Associated Infrastructure Project. Savera Tambua reports.
The rehabilitation of roads and drainage is an important element in the EU's ongoing support to the country's sugar sector.
It will be important for them to access markets for other products they're producing, well, to be able to, for education, health, other community purposes. It is important to have this infrastructure.
SPC is proud to partner with the EU in improving the lives and livelihoods of cane farmers and related communities.
We've been able to improve transportation of cane to about 65% of where it was. In Ndrasa, 90%, and in Koronumbu, 80%.
These roads were particularly there, and it's only active during the crushing season. And after that, no other maintenance is done. And so when we come here, it's like we see we have to start from zero. And
the 4-year project is funded by the European Union at a cost of more than $31 million and was implemented by the Pacific Community. Sabera Tambua, FBC News.
And that's a wrap from the business desk, but first Jamie joins you with all the very latest in sports.
Thanks, Kelly, and good evening. Up ahead in sports, Flying Fijians to play New Zealand Maori, and former heavyweight champ Ngitha starts journey to reclaim title. This and more coming up.
Hi, I'm Jyotishma. I'm from Singatoka. I love listening to Mirchi FM. Mirchi FM is hot.
Mirchi FM is #1.
I'm Charlene Robert. Mirchi FM rocks in Lambasa.
I'm Soname Nasori Jackson. Mirchi FM is hot.
My name is Raymond Dutt. I'm a Baba Singh Alliance. Mirchi FM is hot in Lambasa.
I'm Pritika from Jax Nasori. I love listening to Mirchi FM here in Nasori. Mirchi FM is hot.
Mirchi FM, it's hot.
The Fiji Airways Flying Fijians will play 2 test matches against the New Zealand Maori ahead of the Rugby World Cup in Japan later this year. Fiji Rugby Union Chief Executive John O'Connor says the national side will play 1 match against the Maori at home and the second in New Zealand. While match dates are yet to be confirmed, both are planned for August. The Flying Fijians is pooled with Australia, Wales, and Georgia and Uruguay for the World Cup.
We're playing 2 test matches against them. The first one is in Fiji at the National Stadium, and the second one will be here in New Zealand. Just build up preparation matches for the World Cup.
Former Fiji heavyweight champion Petero Ngitha is making a comeback. After 8 years in the wilderness, Ngitha will take on rookie Isikeli Navuni as a build-up to reclaim his title. Ngitha's last fight was in 2011, where he claimed the heavyweight title from Mosese Kabika. Meli Tavanga reports.
The returning heavyweight title holder is excited to be back after being away from the ring for years.
Because my title, the boxing commissioner gave me a chance to come and fight again because I still own the title.
Githa, who remained undefeated in the past 4 fights, opted to remain silent ahead of the fight.
I know he has a good background, good boxing background, so I won't underestimate my opponent. I can't say much, but I'll do everything in the ring.
Coach Johnny Laloma says the returning of Githa brings a lot of spirit in camp, especially his boxing mates who will also be part of next month's promotions.
We've been supporting Githa, and you know, Githa is a humble man. This, you know, for this fight, you know, we respect our opponent, and we know that it will be a good fight.
Proud dad Petron Githa Sr. says he can't wait to see his son back in action.
I'm so proud of my son. This always be his favorite sport, and I'm excited that he's back. He came to me and told me that he's fighting next month, and I can't wait to watch him.
Githa takes on debutant Navuni in the South Pacific Boxing Promotions on the 9th of next month at Nandi's Prince Charles Park. Melita Banga, FBC Sports.
Striker Jose Vakatalisau could make his return for the Lautoka football side in the Vodafone Premier League on Sunday. The Blues have been putting in the hours in the pre-season, eager to get its title defense after a perfect start. Vaishnav Prasad reports.
With the addition of Jose Vakatalisau and Australian-based Scott Manning, Lautoka has added more flavour to its star-studded side.
Yeah, players are some of the players are trying to get in, and now the old boys are getting there, and some new players are coming in.
Coach Kamal Swami is expecting a firing start in the Vodafone Premier League this weekend.
It is important for us to go in the league and try and defend our title so that we can qualify for again the next league.
Defender Poasa Bainivalu believes pre-season has been well.
We just working our fitness from last week, and boys are getting there. We play one friendly match last week Saturday.
Lautoka opens its VPL campaign against Tavua at 3 p.m. on Sunday. Vaishnav Prasad, FBC Sports.
The junior Fiji Mbati is off to an early start ahead of the 2020 World Cup with its first build-up match in March against Papua New Guinea. FNRL Development Officer Joe Rambele says there are other test matches as well lined up for the junior Mbati throughout the year. He adds some of the junior players are also earmarked for the National Rugby League side to the Pacific Games in Samoa in July.
Last year game against the Bala and the Australian Free State, we identified some of the players that's got a future potential to become a Fiji Mbati players this year. So we have some few players here. So we're looking forward to develop them.
Former New Zealand bowling rep Maurice Sims has been appointed temporary coach for Bowling Fiji. The 74-year-old will also be the strength and conditioning coach for local bowlers preparing for this year's Pacific Games. Korey Tandulala reports.
Fiji Bowling Secretary Abdul Kalim says the new coach aims to further develop players' skills.
Told us that he's going to work with individual players to try and lift their game so that when it comes to trials, the selectors have a hard time selecting the team.
Team manager Ratish Lal says they already have a high caliber of players in the team, and it's important to have more than 2 trials to select the best.
Performance coach from New Zealand, he was present at the trials. So we conducted that, and we are going through this trial process. We'll probably have 3, and if that is not sufficient, then we might have to call the 4th one to decide on the team.
Bowling Fiji will have another trial at the Suva Bowling Club next month. Korey Tandulala, FBC Sports.
The Australian Open kicked off in Melbourne, Australia yesterday, and Andy Murray is already heading home. The 31-year-old losing to Roberto Bautista Agut 3-2. In today's play of the day, Nikola Jokic completing his 5th triple-double of the season with a baseball pass to Jamal Murray as his Denver Nuggets side beat the Los Angeles Clippers 121-100. That's it from sports tonight. Angie joins you later on with weather, and in the world of the wind and the wonderful, a look at the maggot-infested cheese delicacy found in Italy. That's coming up.
मैं नवनीत नंद नंबुआ लुम्बुआ से। जैसे फ्रेंडली नॉर्थ मशहूर है वैसे रेडियो फीजी 2 भी सभी जगह मशहूर है। रेडियो फीजी 2 देश की धड़कन।
सीमा नकाशी से मैं रेडियो फीजी 2 पसंद करती हूँ सुनने के लिए। रेडियो फीजी 2 देश की धड़कन।
मैं हूँ अंकल किंग सिंगाटोका टाउन के टैक्सी ड्राइवर। जैसे रग्बी फेमस है वैसे रेडियो फीजी 2 फेमस है।
रेडियो फीजी 2 देश की धड़कन।
In new media tonight, Snap is a tiny camera, but it's powerful and meets all the features you need for Action Cam. It's weather time now with Angie.
Hello there and welcome to the Weather World. Rain, rain and more rain. Well, yes, that is what the weather movie is showing us for now. After glamorous sunshine, it's now rain. But speaking of sunshine, everyone's been talking about how hot it is becoming. I agree on that part as well. Well, stay hydrated and be in lots of shade. And taking a look in the west, quite mild. The sun was a bliss. The farmers must be overjoyed with all the sunshine. Don't forget to put on a hat. Eastwards from Pakhawa to Suva, quite humid with very bright sunny spells which turned into afternoon showers. Thunder and lightning also expected. And up north, quite humid but just right for a dip in the sea. At sea, easterly winds 15 to 20 knots, moderate to rough seas. For the tides, low tide at 8:42 p.m. with high tide at 2:42 a.m. Sunrise at 5:43. For tomorrow, conditions might change as rain clouds are warming up. The eastern and parts of the northern division can expect heavy showers in the afternoon or evening. Tomorrow's temps, new change. Ba and Sabu Sabu will be the coolest at 29 degrees. And looking further on to Thursday, there is few rain clouds loitering just above the island, and we're most likely to have rainy days ahead of us. And that's all from the FBC Weather World.
Thanks so much for that, Angie. In Fiji on Pulse tonight, we asked, how has the fuel and gas prices decrease affected your household budget?
Any reduction is good for people and will be good for their budgeting. And it means they have a little bit more for the other of life's essentials.
We will be saving a bit of money.
Reduction of fuel price, I can save more.
I'm happy for the reduction in fuel prices because I will be able to save money for other purposes.
In the world of the weird and the wonderful, in Italy, they make the world's most dangerous cheese and its zest are from maggots. Recapping the main stories for tonight, Catholic Church's request disagreed. 80 children displaced after house fire. An afternoon raid floods parts of Lombasa. Now for these stories and others, you can tune in daily to our sister radio station Gold FM. To our poll question segment, this week we're asking, has daylight savings been effective? Visit our FBC website to answer. Before we go, our shot of the day was sent in by Pranish Prasad, a beautiful sunset shot at Port Marina in Nandi. Remember, you can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email fbcnews@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via Facebook page FBC News. You can also follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC_news or simply hashtag FBC News. That was your FBC News for tonight. From the team and I, good night.
Bula, neva ngo malakai leloma, ngo ngai nakas on rong nam Bula FM, namban dua ena sere.
Oya uvasit sai se Lombasa, ya ondo talita ina warong ina Bula FM namban dua ena sere.
Gua da tumeli ako na tao no hinga toka, talita kina na warong na Bula FM, namban dua ena sere. Wana tuma na Bula FM, namban dua ena sere maluan.
Neva ngo fane na tao no ngo singa toka, kita ondo talita kana Bula FM, namban dua ena sere.
Bula FM, namban dua ena sere.